I've been getting a lot of questions on how to finish the lettering on the tree lot stocking. So today I'm going to go through 3 different ways to finish this section. Before I start, I want to take a minute to remind all the stitchers out there of how you're going to actually be viewing and appreciating your final product. So you're making a Christmas stocking, right? Most of the time that you're going to see it for the rest of your life, for the years and years of joy it's going to bring you and your family, it is going to be hanging on a mantle 5 feet, 8 feet away from your face. When you're stitching, you are stitching like this, super up close. It looks very hectic, but when you pull it away, or even further away, like how you'll actually be seeing it, it starts to come into more clear view. So I thought it was worth just a reminder of what we're creating here, and just assure you that if it doesn't look pixel perfect close up, that's because it's making the impression of the scene. Further away, it's gonna look great. All right, with that PSA done, I'll go through the first kind of option and how I personally have finished the detail on my husband's tree lot stocking. So it's really just paint by numbers, like you've done the whole rest of the stocking. And I always do the detail section first, at least with this method. And what I'm gonna do is make a waist knot pretty far away. Eventually it's gonna be encased. And then I'm gonna go in and just stitch over every single intersection. Oh, of course I already messed it up. So, okay, I had to start again because my first stitch was a mess. Okay, so going back, you're gonna stitch over every stitch that you know the intersection is white. You're 1000% sure. Okay, so you get the picture. I'm just filling in every place that is marked with white. Then I'm going to go in with brown, with my brown color, stitch in the background, and if I need to change a stitch here and there, I will. But ultimately, again, it's about the impression, not the very close up detail, because you're going to be looking at it from far away. All right, that's way one. Now I'm going to rip out all my stitches and I'll show you way two. I've already needle pointed the whole sign because this method basically means you're embroidering over the top. So all the stitches are already made, your quote unquote cloth of your fabric is already made, and what you're gonna do is just take the white yarn, and you can use a reference image if you want, but you're literally just going to write like it's handwriting. So I'm gonna pull it up from the back. Gonna make an X. Probably the easiest, so it's a good place to start. Then go to the M. Oh, I want to get a little closer. That wasn't great, but let's see. It's just supposed to be gestural anyways, and I can always rip it out, you know? It's great. Oh. There's an M. You maybe want to use a thinner strand, so you may want to just use one strand of thread. Right now I'm using two. I'm getting in the A. Cool. This is gonna be hard. But it's kind of just like handwriting. You're just writing. And the good thing is this is not really integrated into your stitches. So if you hate it, you can literally just rip it out from the top, being careful not to cut anything. That's good enough for me. So then I'm going over and I'm gonna start trees. T, another probably easy one. Yay. You could also, I think I may have already said this, use a reference image. I'm not. TBD if that's a smart idea. Just going for it. Sometimes you gotta just bite the bullet and then rip it out. Oh my gosh. E. I'm gonna do the top. Okay, I've run out of thread, but we have, so then, just gonna come up. Not sure, but we're gonna leave it. We're gonna keep moving. Then we can reassess at the end. All right, the good thing is, one of the good things, I keep mentioning good things, the good thing is that, you know, this is a sign at a Christmas tree lot, so it's probably hand done. So it's all good, it can look like that. I'm just gonna mimic this other way I did this sign. This way. Oh. Honestly, the E's could be better. Xmas trees, way number 2. If I were gonna use this for real, I would go back and rip out the E's. And what you could do if you're really worried about it is you could make a new knot for each letter, and then you're not pulling out anything that you've previously done. But again, if you're thinking about this as a sign that's gonna be a zillion yards away, it looks okay. It's gonna be all good. It's a needlepoint Christmas stocking. It's fun, it's bringing joy. So don't let it stress you out. Now the third way to do this is basically throwing the canvas out the window. I've made and provided a chart for a more simplified, just little Christmas tree design. So you can get this on my website, and what you would do in this case is you're going to use your imagination and ignore all of the white writing on here, and you're gonna instead use your stitches to transfer this chart over. So I'm gonna show quickly how I would do that, and I'm just eyeballing it. It's not exactly pixel perfect, but I think it will give you a good sense. And then when you get the chart, download it, print it out, you can mark using Sharpie or pencil on your canvas so that you can do it actually perfectly if you'd like. So what I'm gonna do is make a waist knot up here. Ooh. Make a waist knot. Make a waist knot, make a waist knot, make a waist knot up here. And what I notice about this chart, and in a chart, if you've seen any of my other videos, in a chart, every box is an intersection. So every box is equal to a canvas intersection. So what I noticed here is that there is one central kind of long line that is the center of this tree, and it goes for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stitches straight down. So I'm gonna pick that central point, and I'm just going to make 8 stitches all the way down. It's kind of 2 stitches from the top. This kind of looks like the center. I'm gonna pick this as my center. 1, 2 stitches from the top. Okay, great. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great. And so if I get a marker here, I'm just going to mark on my chart. Those are done. So now I'm going to do the next biggest chunk, which is this section. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stitches. And I can kind of tell the bottom. It's like 2 stitches in the bottom and 1 over. Again, I'm kind of eyeballing it. So that was 7 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Great. And I always mark because it helps me remember where I am. It looks like there's an extra little intersection up here. So while I'm up here, there's a space of 1 and then there's this one. Great. Okay. That's done. Then I'm just kind of gonna make my way over and count down. And this is when you really just have to believe in yourself because it's gonna start looking a little crazy. Your eye is seeing all these old letters, you're trying to count everything, but it's gonna look great at the end. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here and then just work my way down. So I just stitched this stitch. It's 1, 2 over and 1 down. So 1, 2, and then 1. It's this one. This makes it gets a little complicated. Okay, and then I'm skipping 1, making 2. And then I'm just gonna do over. Going back, I'm skipping 1, making 2, so I'm here, here. All right, then that's the end of my thread, but you can kind of see where that little Christmas tree is coming to life. Okay, now I'll start on this other side, and I only have a few more stitches to go, and then I'm done. So I'll make another waist knot. And then I'm gonna go 2 up from that final trunk. So that's 1, 2, this one. One stitch. Oh, my stitches are a mess. This is just for demonstration purposes. And then just one more up here. Finished. That was pretty quick, and I have a little Christmas tree. So I'm gonna just stitch in a little, rapidly stitch in a little of the brown so you can kind of see what it's actually gonna look like at the end. But I'm not gonna do the whole thing. You could probably do this in a much better way. I just did something bad. I would not recommend weaving in this section, like weaving your stitches, because I think it's gonna get, you just may pick up little fibers from the detail work, which is gonna muddy your stitches. So I would not weave until you get a little further out from the details. And this is actually, I mean, this is probably not the right way to do it, but I actually do my detail work like this, where I will do the detail, then do a few surrounding stitches, and then it makes it easier for me to go in later when I'm not really paying attention, or like when I want to watch TV, and everything is surrounded. It's kind of cushioned, so I'm helping myself. And I can just zip through, filling in backgrounds or smaller areas, and don't have to worry about accidentally, you know, pulling up random threads or knots or tails through my yarn, and I can move a lot faster. So this actually, while it looks kind of hectic, is how I sometimes do detail work. You can be scared for me. Okay, so I can now kind of see what the shape is gonna be. It's very cute. I think I'm gonna like it. So I'm gonna leave it and just fill in the rest of this sign, and I'll show you the end result. Okay, and here is the final little tree lot sign with the Christmas tree from the chart. Looks really great. So that's option number 3 on how to stitch your lettering. Ignore it completely.